Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope you're doing good because we've got some cool stuff to talk about in the new From the Ashes update, also known as version 1.118. The first thing worth mentioning is how they've been cleaning up a bunch of progression bugs. If you've been stuck on quests that wouldn't register or had issues with story completions, you're going to feel the difference right away. There was this annoying issue where certain missions, especially parts of the main storyline in From the Ashes, didn't properly complete even after finishing the objectives. It left some players sitting at 90% progress with no clear way forward. That's been addressed, and your quest logs should now reflect the correct completion state. Alongside that, several journal entries that previously refused to unlock, even when you met the requirements, are now working properly. It's one of those small fixes that makes the game feel more connected again, especially if you're someone who likes filling out every bit of lore. They also look into the inventory system because some players reported missing items that they had purchased earlier. Those inconsistencies are now fixed, meaning whatever you buy should appear where it's supposed to be. On top of that, they tackled a weird little bug involving a victory celebration mission where eating during the event applied a permanent debuff instead of a temporary one. That's gone now, so you can actually enjoy the feast without feeling like you made a terrible life decision. It's a small but funny fix that really shows how deeply they're combing through the details. Now, if you play with the Navi language option turned on, you'll notice a bunch of corrections and adjustments to how certain lines are translated or pronounced. It's one of those subtle improvements that make the immersion stronger, especially for players who like to experience the world as authentically as possible. These localization updates are often overlooked, but they do so much to polish up the presentation of a game like this where culture and language play such a big role. Another part of this patch focuses on quests tied to clan contributions. Previously, there were times when these side tasks couldn't be completed because some objectives just wouldn't register. Those have been sorted out too, so your progress through clan reputation and contribution rewards should feel more consistent. It's a small fix with a big quality of life impact because those missions tie directly into how you unlock certain upgrades and resources. The smoother that flow is, the more satisfying the grind becomes. Performance-wise, there aren't massive changes listed, but reports from players show fewer crashes and smoother transitions between zones. The stability improvements seem subtle but noticeable, especially during those big environmental shifts when you move between regions or load into heavy action scenes. The frame pacing feels a bit more balanced too, which gives the impression that the world is just running more steadily overall. Nothing flashy, but definitely a step up. What's also nice is that the developers seem to be keeping an eye on feedback around story pacing and quest flow. Even though the patch notes focus mainly on fixes, you can tell they're preparing for bigger content adjustments later. It feels like this update was meant to clean the slate, getting rid of lingering bugs and inconsistencies before future updates bring new things to do. Considering how ambitious this game is with its open world systems and its balance between human tech and Navi skills, stability patches like this are essential before expanding further. If you've been holding off on jumping back into Pandora because you were frustrated by broken quests or weird bugs, this might be a good time to give it another go. A lot of those soft blockers are gone now, and it just feels more fluid when moving through missions. The environment still looks stunning, and with fewer interruptions, you can actually focus on exploring instead of worrying about your progress getting stuck. The devs didn't add any new weapons or zones with this patch, but that's fine. Sometimes it's the quality updates that make the biggest difference in how enjoyable a game feels day to day. It's also worth appreciating how the developers communicate through these smaller updates. Even though they didn't post a flashy blog or big trailer, you can sense that attention to detail behind the scenes. Each fix tells a story of listening to what players have been reporting and trying to make sure Pandora feels alive and functional again. Those journal and mission fixes, for instance, aren't the kind of things you patch unless you really care about long-term engagement. It's easy to overlook patches like this, but they're often the ones that make a game feel stable enough for the bigger expansions coming later. So yeah, that's the lowdown on the From the Ashes update. Steady improvements, a bunch of bug fixes, better quest tracking, corrected localization, and cleaner gameplay flow all around. It's one of those updates that might not sound flashy at first glance, but absolutely improves the day-to-day experience of playing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. If you've been roaming the skies, crafting gear, or just exploring the lush landscapes, you'll definitely notice how much smoother everything feels. Pandora's still breathtaking, and now, thanks to this update, it's just that little bit more reliable to explore.